So we were already one of the leading producers of ferrochrome in the country, and we are also putting up a greenfield expansion project in Kalinganagar, and that is where the proposed acquisition is a very nice strategic fit. So our existing capacity plus greenfield expansion plus the acquisition takes us beyond the 500,000 ton mark, making us the largest producer in India and the 6th largest globally. So this has significant benefits for us because, as I said, the unit we are acquiring is very well positioned from a logistics viewpoint. It is also in close proximity to our greenfield site. So there will be a lot of operational synergies as well as cost savings, which will further improve our competitiveness and efficiencies. So we are really looking forward to actualizing all these plans, and we will be scaling up our output quite significantly over the next 12 to 18 months as all these, the project and the greenfield project and the other unit come into play.
And then can you quantify the expected impact on production cost and margin over the next 2-3 years?
So as I mentioned, Kalinganagar is logistically very competitive when it comes to ferrochrome production because it is close to our mines. It is close to the steel plants in the Kalinganagar area, obviously, as well as Paradip port from an exports perspective. So all of these taken together are blended cost of production. I expect it to improve noticeably when these units are commissioned. And while we will see how it works out, but I would expect it to be something in the range of 2,000 to 3,000 rupees a ton that we will get an advantage.
So can we also expect if your greenfield project start and this data acquisition thing? Can we expect more export to China? Right now, I guess 5,000 or 6,000 ton your company export to China.
So, well, actually, in as much as our current capacity is concerned, more than 90% of our output is exported. Of course, not just to China, but primarily to Korea, Taiwan, Japan, etc., a little bit to Europe as well. So we will continue to maintain our focus on exports. But we are also looking to reorient supplies to the domestic market to ensure that it is properly catered to. And so from that point of view, I would expect that with the expanded capacity, we will be exporting about 60 to 70% in overall, and the balance to be supplied to the domestic market. Now, specifically as far as China is concerned, we would expect the numbers to be broadly the same or a little bit more. And of course, we have our other long-term customers, as I said, in Korea and elsewhere, whom we will continue to be meeting their requirements.
And what is the update on the Kalinganagar greenfield project? By when can we expect production there?
So the Kalinganagar project is 2 furnaces adding up to 100,000 tons per annum. I had in fact just a week or 10 days ago reviewed the progress, and I'm glad that we are on track for commissioning. We expect to commission the first furnace in June of 2026 and the second furnace shortly thereafter. So we are on track, as I mentioned, and we will be scaling up to full output by the end of calendar year 2026.
And sir, what are your plans for the sustainability?
So sustainability has always been a significant focus area for us. We take lots of measures, whether it is investing in state-of-the-art technology for pollution control or looking at zero liquid discharge, etc. But in as much as our carbon footprint is concerned, which is the major focus area for sustainability, we were amongst the first in the country to set up a coal-based captive power plant more than 30 years ago. But now as our smelting expansion comes online, we are looking at a pivot towards renewable energy, and we are signing up for about 120 megawatts of hybrid renewable energy with two leading suppliers, and that will be synchronized close to our expansion. So by end of 2026, when all of these are online, I would expect about 35 to 40% of our energy consumption to come from renewable sources, which is, of course, very notable.
Sir, when can we expect the completion of this merger, with the acquisition with this Tata Black?
So we signed the definitive agreements for the strategic acquisition from in November 2025. We are in the process of seeking necessary permissions and approvals, as well as completing some of the conditions precedent. So we would expect sometimes in January 2026 to close the deal. But we'll have to work on meeting those timelines.
And sir, my last question on your future plan for critical minerals.
So, critical minerals are obviously a key focus area for the nation. It's very significant from our, manufacturing ambitions, from our focus on self-reliance or Atmanirbharta. And in that context especially, we are looking at critical minerals, because in terms of skill sets, it is actually quite adjacent to, to what we do, which is involving mining as well as processing of industrial minerals. So from that point of view, we are, closely following the process for, the various blocks which are coming up within the country. So we're evaluating those closely, and we will be identifying a few and participating in the auction process to make our entry into critical minerals. But at the moment, it is still something which is in the planning stage. But we do hope to proceed in this regard soon.
And sir, how do you see the central government plan for this critical minerals?
So, I think the central government has put in place some good policies to encourage critical minerals. As I said, they're very important from both from a strategic perspective as well as a self-reliance perspective. So whether it is making funds available for enhanced exploration, whether it is the scheme for the rare earth permanent magnets, etc. So I think it's a focused attention is going into this area, because rare earth and critical minerals, as you know, have wide-ranging applications, from sensitive areas like defense and space to ordinary white goods. So there is a wide range of use, many of which are very strategic to the country's progress. So I think there is a good amount of focus on it, and I'm sure that it will yield results going ahead. And besides looking at opportunities within India, I think the government is also encouraging private sector participation in tie-ups with other countries which have the technology or which have resources. So I think all of this will soon start yielding results.